Hello again, thanks for tuning in. I was listening to an interview with Lord Dannatt today. Now, Richard Dannatt, or Lord Dannatt, or the Right Honourable, the Lord Dannatt, who's now in the House of Lords, is a retired senior British Army officer. You may have seen him on TV. But this is a man who was Chief of the General Staff, in effect head of the British Army, from 2006 to 2009. He's commanded in various places, Bosnia, Kosovo. He knows all about everything to do with the army, and he's a man who understands the state of the British military, and he's a man we should listen to when he talks about what's going on in specifically this area of our army, what we're capable of, and all things military. His view on Kier Starmer's recent speeches about what we're going to do, how we're going to stand up, how he's going to be a bridge, how Britain's going to lead from the front. Well, Lord Dannatt said, if we are seriously thinking about an intervention, it needs to be a sizable force. They need to be well trained. One of the other issues to do with it is under what flag. For instance, Putin won't accept a NATO flag. The UK won't accept an EU flag. The United Nations won't accept a UN flag. And it would appear from Lord Dannatt that you can't just fly a British flag and send the troops across there, because then we are officially at war with Russia on our own terms. He then questioned, are we capable? Dannatt stated that we are not at the moment capable of past interventions such as in Bosnia and Kosovo. Would we be capable right now of going into Afghanistan as we did and mounting those same operations? He was asked that direct question and he said, frankly, we wouldn't be capable of those operations, and it's questionable whether even one of those operations we would be to fulfill at the moment. He did actually, in a little bit of an insight into the army and how we deploy, said, let's say you're wanting to deploy 10,000 troops, as what Kier Starmer said. He said, troops go in 6-month deployments, and when we deploy, the estimates amount of time will go anywhere up to 24 months, which essentially means there's going to be 4 rotations of troops, because you need troops to rest, you need troops to be retrained, you need to resupply, all of this stuff goes on. So he said, if we're going to mount 10,000 troops into any conflict on a 24-month estimated time frame, then we would need to commit 40,000 troops in order to have enough troops to rotate, and so the fighting force can stay strong, etc. And he said we aren't able to do that today because the maximum we have to draw on is 73,000 troops, and we are already deploying in various forms, supporting troops in various countries and fulfilling our obligations already. And he just said that it's not going to happen. The army is much smaller than it's ever been before, and he actually said we need to be very careful. One of the areas that he specifically highlighted was supplies. He said we've got reduced airlift, tactical airlift, we've cut our helicopters, our 155 artillery has already been given Ukraine at the start of the war, we haven't been furnishing our warrior infantry fighting vehicles, and frankly, he said, the chronic underfunding of the armed forces have finally come home to roost. Big time. And that was the words he used, big time. Now, I'm not an ex-service person. I don't really understand all of this stuff about 155 artillery and all of that. But when listening to a man of Dannatt's experience just spit that out, you get the feeling that he's looking at Kier Starmer and just wondering exactly what it is that Kier Starmer's talking about. He's going onto this world stage making very, very big predictions about what Britain's going to do, and there's nothing whatsoever behind it. He's just speaking into the wind. After the 8 leaders met, Germany rejected the peacekeeper idea. then light dawned, I think, on a lot of these people. Spain wants peace talks. So a lot of these people sitting around this table were very, very, very circumspect about what they were going to do. And in fact, it looked as if the only people that were going to be volunteering this were the UK and France. And it's very, very curious that Starmer should want to take a lead role, given that we're on the other side of the continent. It's a very, very, very strange set of affairs, but needless to say, Kier Starmer is writing cheques that the army is unable to cash. What he should have done, they should have all taken a back seat. They should be speaking to America and saying, what did you get out of those negotiations? The sad fact of the matter is that we don't really have a military force. It's so small, it could fit into Wembley Stadium. That's one of the quotes that I heard. The chronic underfunding means that a lot of the supplies, a lot of the stuff that the army needs just isn't there. And even today, Starmer's refused to increase defence spending. He's even stopped what the army recommended at 2.65. He's not even prepared to go there. So precisely what he's talking about, I have no idea. As the days go by, he's looking more and more and more stupid. Thanks for your time.